Winty! What's happening? What's happening? Get here, Winty. Good girl. Nothing to bark at. You can do education, coming and going. You good dog. You good dog, Winty. You good dog. You good dog. Lucy! Hey, Lucy! Sit. Oh, you're good dog. Get it, Lucy! Clever girl. Come on. Come on. Good dog. Hello, little Lucy. Good dog. Hello, Winty. Let's join in. Let's join in. Good morning, Winty. Good morning, Winty. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Lucy! Did you get jumped over? Oh, yes, you did. Lucy. Come on, Lucy. Yay! Get it, girl. No, really, I'm playing with Lucy now. You need to get over yourself. Yeah, pop up here. Hey, Roo, come on, quick, quick. No, Lucy. I was inviting Roo. Come on, Roo. Oh no. The bottle works at this. You got it! Clever dog. Yes, you're a clever girl. Yes, you are a clever girl. Look how cute Lucy is when she's in her bed. Hey, Lucy. Good dog. I just think she looks adorable in her bed. Lucy, by the way, is no relative at all to Winty's litter. Winty's litter related to Sadie because their father is her son. Sadie's first litter of pure poodles. She's got so much personality, this little dog. She just helps herself to the stick. My stick. So yeah, I'm completely in love with Cavapoos. I like all my dogs, but I'm really impressed by the skills and qualities Lucy is displaying. And if they're representative of Cavapoos in general, then you're going to get a really delightful, fun-loving, intelligent, compliant little dog who still has a big personality. Because sometimes those things aren't compatible. A dog with a big personality is quite often not a dog who's particularly compliant. Whereas Winty's superpower is compliance and following and general soppiness and fun. And I notice Winty is the ambassador for our pack with other dogs. She goes over to all other dogs with the most delightfully submissive gestures. And even the most lively or most aggressive dog just melts near her because she's just so submissive, but not frightened. Quite often the submissive dogs are also a little bit frightened. I mean, Sadie's very submissive with other dogs, but it's because she finds them just a little bit scary. She prefers humans or specifically me and squirrels. Roo loves all humans, so she's our ambassador with humans. Every human she sees, she runs over with a little smile. And there the puppies, asleep again. Wake up, puppies! Nope. She just goes over to all humans with a kind of a smile and a wriggle, and even non-dog people. Smile at her, go all soft. Oh, Winty. Winty is the one with by far the best recall. And she's also got a very, very good fetch. She's really, really good at ball fetching, aren't you, Winty? You're still in lovely condition. You've lost a little bit of weight in that I can actually feel your ribs now, which is good because before I couldn't feel your ribs and I really needed to feel your ribs. I like the way Lyra's gone straight into the puppy playpen. He's playing with something. Winty's unconcerned. Lucy's being Lucy. He's going to roll on it. Yeah. Yeah. And you see, I've got a variety of things out here my dogs can play with. I've purposely given them that slipper because it doesn't fit. You know, they stretch, get too big, and they're useless. And in the morning there's generally, you know, there's an old bone, ball, various beds. Perhaps one day, Lucy, we'll teach you to tidy up. That would be fun. Am I bothered that my dog is chewing a stick? Not at all. She's cleaning her teeth, and I can assure you the little bits of stick she eats won't do her any harm. So there's another thing nobody ever tells you about in terms of what dogs eat. They quite like eating little bits of wood and bark and stick. Only little bits, but really doesn't do them any harm. Please don't panic. Come on, puppies, wake up! Later on I'm going to be talking about crates and playpens. To me this is a playpen. It's a bit in which the puppies are secure, but they've got a bed and a toilet, and when they start eating they'll have food and water and lots of toys, and the playpen will be bigger. A crate is more like a cat carrier or those kind of dog cages. That's big enough to have a bowl of water and a bed, but no toilet. And the purpose of the crate is not to leave your puppy in a safe environment, but to put your already fast asleep puppy in the crate. And if they're calm and fast asleep and happy with it, then you can close the door and you can go and do things around the house, knowing that when your puppy wakes up, instead of waking up and going to poop somewhere in your house, it'll wake up and go, oh, I need to toilet, but I really don't want to do it in my bed. So they'll whine and scratch at the door, and that's your signal to go and take them out for to toilet, and then have a nice play. I have a lot of kind of worries about crate training. I suspect that in 20 years' time, people are going to look back and say, people lock their dogs in cages and shut the door and let them whine. That's barbaric. You know, and actually it is barbaric. So if you want your dog or your puppy to be happy in a crate with the door closed, then you're going to need to spend some time teaching them that it's a nice place to be. And the only way you can teach them it's a nice place to be is to make sure that their experiences in the crate are positive. If you stuff your puppy in a crate, close the door, and then leave, your puppy is going to be extremely distressed. And then pretty much no matter how you handle it after that, you know, if you ignored them for long enough, they would give up being distressed, and they would just get a bit depressed, and they would just put up with it because they wouldn't have any choice. But there's a big difference between that and a dog goes, oh, my crate, yay, and they hop in and they snuggle down and they go, yep, I know I'm supposed to go to sleep now. That's why I suggest, you know, either wait till your puppy's asleep and then scoop it up and put it in the crate, or if you need your puppy to be calmed down in there and they're not, you know, they're not asleep, you pop them in the crate and you sit with your body over the door, and a hand there, you put your dead, non-cuddling hand next to the puppy so that there's something warm and living there, and you slow your breathing down and you yawn a bit, and after a while the puppy goes to sleep. Then you can get up and close the door, and you can go on your computer or do your cooking or your housework or whatever you're doing. However, if you're going to the shops, open the door to the crate and give your puppy the whole playpen with food and chew toys and a puppy pad to toilet on. So try and think of it as the difference between, you know, chaining your child to the bed where all they've got is the bed and maybe a bottle of water, but they can't play, they can't toilet, and they've got nothing to do. That's only for sleeping. If you wanted, I'm trying to make analogies to children so you'll understand it. Now, there's a big difference between giving your child access to their bed and a bottle of water and giving them a whole bedroom. This is sounding really weird. I've really never locked a child in a bedroom, and I never would. But this is what we do to our dogs, and we do it to keep them safe from things that they could trouble they could get into around the house. And we do it so that they can gradually learn, you know, what's okay and what's not. And also, you know, sometimes you have to leave the house. And then your puppy is going to be home alone. And if my puppy was home alone, I would far rather they were in a completely secure setup, and I would leave them there, hopefully, fast asleep, having already toileted and exercised, with food and water, with a puppy pad to toilet on, and loads of toys and chew things. And we'll go into crate and playpen training later on. And I can assure you, once your dog is an adult, they don't need a playpen anymore. They get the whole house just like any other dog. Hello, little one. So cute. Get up, walk around. Go on, go on, I'm filming. Come on, go on, perform. Yeah, I can safely say they're doing what they do. It's so sweet. And their ears are probably just beginning to open, but their ears aren't fully open till about 5 weeks, so they can't hear a great deal. Hey, little ones. And we've got stick chewing. We've got, when are we going for a walk, Sadie? Can you see how I didn't ask her to sit or do anything, but she thought, I'm being looked at. Something must be required. I'll sit. That's always worked for me in the past. You're a good dog, Sadie. You see the way Sadie tries to work out what she needs to do to keep me happy. Rue works out what she needs to do to make me do what she wants. I would say Lucy just play. As do the cats. Hello, Cream Puff. Hello, Lyra. You're rediscovering your inner puppy, Winty. Yes, you are. Okay, I'm going to go and cuddle the puppies.